Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Empowering Industry Podcast. I'm your host, Charli Matthews, and I am joined with Jason today. I'm really excited to get to know him and just kind of remember what it's like jumping into the industry. So, Jason, why don't you jump in here with us today and introduce yourself?
All right. Well, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate the intro. Name's Jason Massey. I'm the new owner, president, operator, everything of ALINE Manufacturing. I took over in 2022 from my uncle. He had started this business in the early 80s. I believe it was 1983. So ALINE Manufacturing has been around for a very long time. As far as me and my experience in the industry, it's been very short-lived. I have 3 years experience in this industry. So I'm learning as I go. My background is more mechanical. I've been in and out of electronics and mechanical maintenance stuff for decades. I've learned electronics in the military, got out, always had a passion for mechanics. I ran a very successful race car manufacturing business for about 11 years. Kind of got.
So, I just have to stop you
Oh,
because we're talking about being new to the industry and like maybe, but also like you're in it. Everything that you mentioned already is what we talk about, what we do, it's different applications for different things, but there is so much related to what we do.
yeah.
Um, Industry, I like to cut across industries, but I'm excited to learn a little more about that, but also just to encourage you jumping into our industry because mechanical, electrical, we got to talk all that language today because of the systems approach, if you will.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So tell us a little bit about the business that you owned. That sounds interesting.
It was a great time. Like I said, I ran around for 11 years. We raced uh, nationally and internationally. We had a couple trips in Canada and found some moderate success. We were three-time national champions. So really enjoyed it. I love building the cars. And that's actually what kind of bonded me and my uncle together. So both of us being a mechanical mind, we would sit around and visit and talk at family gatherings. And, next thing I knew, he was coming to some of the races. So then we were building custom parts. So I started asking him about the machine shop side of things. And he's like, well, sure, come over and learn these machines and I'll help you with the race car and maybe you can help me out with these alignment tools. Okay, so that's what happened. I was just the labor end of things for a while. He would set up the machines and I'd run them for him. And then it became more of a takeover. We ran into some issues with our case manufacturer and a couple other items that we had no solutions for. So we put our heads together and made our own tooling, our own design, everything to manufacture these cases and stuff from scratch.
I
So
love
that
that.
that's
I love the entrepreneur spirit there and just like continuing to work together. And then anytime you can work with family, even though sometimes it's tricky, it's great, right? To be able to
yeah,
share that together.
absolutely. It was a good time. I definitely learned a whole new set of skills. So and then yeah, definitely I don't, he was older. He's in his 80s, and he was actually my dad's older brother. And my dad passed, and Richard was there for him and for me. So that was good. I got to see a whole nother family side of things I didn't even know existed. So
And this is not
working hand
too
in hand.
far removed. And so you've jumped in and taken over the company and
Right.
you're all in to grow it, right?
Well, that's my goal. I know this business, A-Line Manufacturing, has been around for 40 plus years. It's fair to say that I think the last 10 years it was disappearing. It was dying a slow death. Like I said, my uncle was aging, and he didn't have a whole lot of interest, motivation behind it anymore, and was looking for somebody to take it over. And I had like you said, the entrepreneurial desire. I guess I was ready to do something different, and I want to grow the business. He was comfortable sitting back and just letting it do its thing. And I'm actively out there trying to pursue new leads and generate new customers and just where are we still needed? I know, but we're not obsolete by any means, but I need to find our niche markets and talk, face to face with our end users and figure out what do they need. Obviously industries have evolved over 40 years. So what can I do to help them be successful in their job?
Yeah, so having conversations with our industry partners, absolutely, to kind of revisit that, understand a little bit more about the market. That's a natural way to grow this, right? The entrepreneur, the sales, I mean, we got to put on so many different hats to run a company. But the investigation into industry and some of the past things that were working, if you kind of go back a little bit more. So thank you for reaching out to us. We're excited to kind of be on this journey with you. But also, if you could just tell a little bit about kind of what it does today, like what is the value there at ALINE?
The value here, I mean, for me, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The value in this tool for me is the durability. Man, these are like a one and done. I've already met guys that have had one for 30 plus years. So the upfront investment, it's a little steep for a indicator alignment tool, but it's going to last you. It's going to give you decades of service, of quality service too. That's great unless you're a tool manufacturer and you want to sell more tools.
Right, that's right. You just have to find more people, right? There's
That's
so
it.
many. Always
Broaden
that
our
always
horizon.
fascinates me too of the quality. I mean, there's so many people that focus on that and the quality of their equipment, and that's what you think. You're like, okay, we're going to run out of people, but we are continuing to grow. Somebody said that the other day. There is no, lack of energy and growth that we're going to continue to have to have more things.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about that. And just being able to connect with kind of that reliability, maintenance reliability world, amazing people to be able to talk through, how do we set up our equipment? Is it running like we think it is? How is it aligned? How is it measured? Those are all kind of topics that um, I mean, we live and breathe it. We love it. And I think one of my favorite things about my newsletter, I can see what people click on. And so as I have grown in this, you know, vibration and alignment, it's one of those things that people love to learn about. So it's a pain point, is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Yeah, it affects everybody. That was the eye-opening moment of me entering the industry was I was very closed-minded on the capabilities of this tool. And I thought, maybe refineries and a couple oil and gas opportunities. No, the possibilities are endless for anything that has two shafts. I mean,
It needs to
it's,
be.
it's up. I drive my wife nuts now. Every time I drive, we go on a road trip somewhere, and I'm like, oh, I bet they need a tool, or oh, I bet they need a tool. It's everywhere. So
Yes, and it sounds like you are in our industry. Congratulations, you never get to leave. This is what we do. We just spot, opportunities and I guess the other thing is just like admire that it's all around us and we never saw it before getting
right.
into it, right? And so, so many stories about using my kids or annoying my kids about all of the different equipment out there. Um, so kind of as you kind of move forward and you're going to different events and you're doing more promotions and stuff getting out there, um, what is one of the, I guess, a question that you might have that you want people to kind of reach out to you as you're moving forward? Is it a need-based question that I know you asked earlier, like, okay, what is it that they're trying to do? But anything else that you want to kind of just pose out there to ask our audience?
I would really like to know like environmental conditions. I mean, obviously, our nearest competitor are the laser manufacturers, and we're not looking to compete, or I'm not looking to compete with lasers. I think we have two separate. It's the same market, but there's two different launching points, right? And I'm sure they're going to have a competitive advantage in one type of environment, and I'm going to have a competitive advantage in another type. For instance, I've been told in the mining industry and then in four is like concrete batch plants because of the dust particles, and which leads me to overseas, the Middle East, any of those areas where there's high dust content. Apparently, that's have negative effects on the laser alignment. Where
Okay.
our old indicators, I mean, they're tried and true. They're going to work no matter how much dirt's in that air.
Well, I love to meet the customer where they're at. I mean, we talk about that a lot, and I think that is what we don't know at what level or what budget or what training level as well, like understanding all of these different things. And so it's going to take a conversation. So before being in, well, you've always had this entrepreneur spirit, but I think that you said 3 time, I mean, just this little little success, like three-time national championship or something like that in your last company. And so I'm sure that's around building relationships, right?
Absolutely. It's continued we're back to quality and consistency. You know, you had to build a quality product and you had to do it repeated, consistently over so many years because you have to build up that reputation. It's not a
Yes.
it's not a one and done event.
And being around that long, you know that's what y'all were doing. And then to have you come in and want to improve the process or at least just get it out there into different markets, um, that's the growth, right? And so looking forward to seeing you grow, Jason. They're doing the all the right things to be able to do that. And I think we can't go further. I mean, I like to do this. Is a little rapid fire. We got to know a little bit more about you. This is what this is about. So,
Okay.
what is your favorite book?
I can't pick one book. I love to read series. So I get into these series. I just finished the newest release of the Orphan X series. Uh,
Okay.
it's a, it's a good series. Anybody want to
All
look that
right.
one up? That's my favorite right now.
What about music?
Uh, 90s rock.
All right, a jammer. I like it.
Yep.
What is the best advice you've ever received?
Hmm. Good question. Let's see here. I'm going to go with uh, failure. Failures are learning opportunities. If we make a mistake and we learn from it was a necessary event. If we only fail if we quit trying.
Yes, I love that. What about and just being new to industry, which I actually don't believe that. I don't see that as new. You've just been all in it with mechanical, but I know what you're saying. Um, what is the advice that you would give to somebody coming into this space?
Hmm. It's interesting you say that because I used to teach industrial and intro students. My number one advice then was be ready to sweat. I don't know if that's appropriate here, but
Absolutely is.
it's my advice to all people entering any workforce is get ready to work. Be ready to present yourself, show your skills, and be ready to back them up with what you do know, and then be willing to learn. Always be willing to learn because there's always opportunities out there.
Well, I'm excited to learn from you, and I already am inspired, and I'm excited about just kind of bringing this back because I said I know that name, I know this, and so it's just about kind of bringing it back to the attention, which is what we like to do here, right? We like to story tell, we like to do marketing, we like to kind of get that out in front of our audience because they could use it, right? And so we're hoping to do that for you. But also just people need to know you. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And you're super cool. Like, I'm just
Thank
like,
you.
okay, I want to go Google you and find all of your championships now. Okay, so y'all share this. If y'all have some information for Jason about the industry, Jason, I've got already some list of events to make sure that you know what's kind of coming up down the pipe, which I know my team has already done with you too. But sharing that, and then if anybody hears this inspired, they want to share their story, y'all go ahead and reach out to me. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, getting to know you too. So look forward to our next episode, our next guest. But until next time, be empowering. Thanks so much.